Arsenal have their eyes on a player Juventus simply cannot afford to lose. Meanwhile, Martinelli's Arsenal future could take a very unexpected turn. While the Gunners may have found a surprising solution to their defensive dilemma with Jarell Quansah, Kenan Yildiz has been a transfer target for Arsenal for several seasons, and the attacker could be open to a move, but a report in The Sun says Juventus have no plans to sell him. The Italians see Yildiz as arguably their most important player, and their intention is to keep him in their squad for the long term and build the team around him. Yildiz is one of the best left-wingers in the world at the moment, and Juventus know he has a market filled with elite clubs who could make a move for him. However, at the moment, the old lady has no plans to sell him and has informed everyone trying to lure the player away, Arsenal included. The Gunners have been doing their best in the transfer market, and they have some really top players, but including Yildiz in their squad would take the group to a whole new level. They want that to happen, and have refused to give up on his signature, even though Juventus are clear that they do not want to sell. Gabriel Martinelli is the subject of transfer interest from Galatasaray after they failed to sign Rafa Leao, but the Arsenal man does not want to leave and certainly does not want to move to Turkey. In recent seasons, Martinelli's form has not been the best, and there is a good chance that he will remain on the bench for Christos Solis to start games at Arsenal. That happened several times last season when Leandro Trossard was preferred to the Brazilian winger, but the Belgian has been sold and replaced by the Greek star. Although Arsenal are interested in players such as Bradley Barcola, the Gunners will stick with Martinelli if he stays, but they are more than happy to sell him to Gala. The Turkish side can also offer him a good salary, which could be much better than what he earns at Arsenal at the moment. But he does not want to move to the Turkish club. Martinelli appears determined to continue his career elsewhere rather than in Turkey if he eventually leaves Arsenal. Despite the potential financial benefits of a move, the Brazilian winger has no desire to join Galatasaray at this stage of his career. The situation leaves Arsenal with a decision to make over his future. The Gunners could keep him if he remains at the club, but they are also open to selling him if the right opportunity arrives. Jarell Quansah wants to move to Arsenal. Despite his previous affiliation with Liverpool after the Gunners showed interest in signing the Bayer Leverkusen defender, Quansa has been in fine form at the German club since they spent heavily to sign him from Liverpool, while the Reds had a buyback clause on him this summer that has since expired. This has cleared the way for Arsenal to sign the defender, with the Gunners considering him an alternative to Ezri Quansa, who could be too expensive for them to sign. Aston Villa do not want to lose their centre-back and are therefore demanding a significant fee to allow him to leave the club, leaving Arsenal to consider their options. This is why Quansa is now in the picture, and a report on Metro Sport reveals that the Englishman is open to the move. He would reportedly love both clubs to reach an agreement so that he can move to London and continue his career at Arsenal. The Gunners are looking at alternatives as they assess their defensive options, and Quansa's availability could make him an attractive target. His form at Leverkusen has strengthened his reputation, while his previous experience at Liverpool means he already understands the demands of playing at a high level. Leverkusen want to keep Quansa for another season, meaning Arsenal could face a difficult negotiation if they decide to pursue the defender. The Bundesliga side will probably only allow him to leave if the offer is too good to turn down. That could make the timing particularly important for Arsenal, especially now that the start of the league seasons across the top leagues is approaching. Leverkusen will have less time to find a replacement if they sell Quansa, which could strengthen their desire to keep him. Arsenal will therefore need to decide whether Quansa is the right alternative to Quansa and whether they are prepared to make an offer capable of convincing Leverkusen to part with him. With the defender open to the move, the Gunners may have encouragement to continue their pursuit. Martin Zubimendi has been linked with a move away from Arsenal, with Chelsea and Real Madrid reportedly showing serious interest in signing the midfielder. The Gunners believe they have one of the best midfielders in the world, while his opportunities with Spain have been limited because Rodri is also part of the national team. Zubimendi won the league title after his first season at Arsenal, and is expected to remain an important player for the club. However, Arsenal have recently signed Bruno Guimaraes, leading to suggestions that Zubimendi could struggle for regular playing time. The Gunners are expected to find a way to accommodate both midfielders, while injuries could also allow Zubimendi to feature as often as he did last season. Despite the speculation, Arsenal's priority is to keep the midfielder at the Emirates. Zubimendi remains an important part of their plans, and the club have no immediate desire to allow him to leave. The situation could change if a suitable offer arrives, however. Arsenal are aware that clubs are interested in Zubimendi and have reportedly set a clear valuation for his signature. According to Fichajes, Arsenal would be prepared to sell Zubimendi for $90 million. The Gunners know there are clubs interested in the midfielder and would consider a transfer if their asking price is met. If no club is willing to pay that amount, Zubimendi is expected to remain at Arsenal. The midfielder still has an important role to play within the squad, and the arrival of Guimaraes does not necessarily mean his position at the club is under immediate threat. Arsenal will therefore continue to look for ways to use both midfielders effectively. Zubimendi has already demonstrated his value since joining the club. For now, the Gunners want him to stay and continue contributing to the team. Only an offer that reaches their $90 million valuation would change that position, leaving Zubimendi's future largely dependent on whether Chelsea, Real Madrid, or another interested club is prepared to meet Arsenal's demands.